Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss the recently released official cast name list for our 14 central cast members in Scream 6. Now after months of speculation and several rounds of guesses in the Scream community, we finally have the official list that we can look over and see if their names may possibly reveal any clues or new information about the film or the characters themselves. So let's get our hats on, get our magnifying glasses out, and get to work. Let's go! So first up, we'll look at the first half of the cast. It's 7 of our 14 central cast members. Nothing really new here. This is primarily all of our carryover cast, a core 4, plus Courtney Cox, and of course, Hayden Panettiere. And we do see the one new addition, though, at the bottom of Dermot Mulroney, who is playing Detective Bailey. And that's going to be important to talk about here in just a moment, because in an interview over the summer, Dermot Mulroney said publicly in an interview that he is, of course, he's a detective there with the New York Police Department, and that his daughter is a victim of Ghostface. And he's brought into this because of the family ties, and his daughter is attacked. Well, for the longest time, since this information was released, I think it was back in June, we've been speculating here on this channel, in live streams, videos, on the Lethal Collective, over there, everywhere else that I've been discussing this at. We've been talking about it, and I've speculated for a long time that this is probably going to be related to someone in Scream 4, like trying to, bring the connection of 4 because Kirby's here. So I've always felt there's going to be a strong Scream 4 connection to Scream 6. Well, this is one of those cases where not necessarily the case, as it turns out, because as you were looking at the different candidates, could it be Kirby's dad? Could it be Olivia's dad from Scream 4, the opening kill? I even speculated it could possibly be the father of Rebecca Walters, who was Sydney's press person, publicist. Well, we found out now in this new official list we just got a couple days ago now that the new one of the new additions, Liana Liberato, her character's name is Quinn Bailey. So there we go, guys. We actually know now from the cast list exactly who Dermot Mulroney's daughter is, and it is Liana Liberato. And if you're trying to place Liana, she has one scene in the trailer especially that features her where she raises up in the bed. She's laying down. She raises up like she hears a noise. And then you see that great shot of her there. That's her. That is Quinn Bailey. And so I really do believe that this character is not going to live very long. I think she dies in the first quarter of the movie. Like the first, I would say, one of the very first 30 minutes, maybe 30, 40 minutes, this person will pass away, because they're going to want to get, I would imagine, Dermot Mulroney introduced as quickly as possible so that we're going to be able to see him as either a red herring or as maybe a ghost face, red herring, or maybe just the father who's stricken with more grief and is putting his detective skills at work to find her killer or killers. So I don't think Quinn Bailey, the character Quinn, I don't believe she's going to last very long. So I'm going to put her down now as an early casualty in this movie. Possibly after the opening kill, she'll be a part of that opening sequence. They're rumoring a good portion of the movie will be taking place on one night. I think she'll be gone during that night, but we'll see. But I think it's going to be early because we now know her father is Dermot Mulroney. and that she will be a victim of Ghostface. Now, again, that does not mean she dies. We've seen with Tara, you can be attacked now in this current writing team and still survive. But the way this Ghostface looks, guys, in this trailer, it's hard to imagine anyone being attacked and surviving. This Ghostface looks really brutal. Okay, next up, we've got Jack Champion, who, again, the most interesting thing about Jack for me is that back when it was announced that he was added to the cast, he all of a sudden started following Matthew Lillard on Twitter. Now, take that with grain of salt with what that means. Don't know. It could just mean he wants to be connected with everyone in the franchise. But it's interesting that prior to that, he was not following Matthew Lillard. So I wonder if Jack Champion could be another offspring or relative of some type of a mocker. I know his name is Ethan Landry, but just saying that, just throwing that out there. We'll see. Now, next up is Devin Dakota, and I know a lot of people that I've seen and chatted with really suspect Devin to be one of the killers in this movie. Again, this is not a leak. This is not spoilers. It's just theories, just speculation. But for some reason, Devin has gotten a lot of folks' attention as potentially being one of the killers. We don't have a last name. We do have a character's name of Anika, but no last name, which is very interesting. I always kind of ears perk up and my antennas, perk up when I don't see a last name. There's one for everyone else. So Anika has no last name. Could she be related to a past victim or killer? Maybe so. Now, next up, we've got Josh Segarra, who plays Danny Brackett. Again, we don't know much about this character. He could be the love interest of Sam in this movie. I could see very easily that being the case. We'll have to wait and see for sure. But if I had to bet on it, that's what I would say. I would think that's Sam's love interest. And, he's hanging around, goes where Sam goes. And he'll either prove to be a red herring or a ghost face. He is very much, I'm like 50-50 with Josh. I think Josh could absolutely be a killer just as much as he could be a great boyfriend and like a Derek in Scream 2. We'll see. Now, Samara Weaving, again, we now see her official character name is Laura, which is a nice tip of the hat to Sidney Prescott in Scream 3, which was her alias name as a crisis counselor was Laura. That's cool. Again, guys, no last name. So that makes me automatically think, who are you concealing? Who is this person related to? I think they're saving that for the movie itself. And then our final two new cast members, we've got Tony Revolori playing Jason Carvey, and we have Henry Cerny, the elder statesman of the new cast, playing Dr. Christopher Stone. Now, a couple things I want to mention. Earlier, I mentioned Josh Segarra just a moment ago, playing Danny Brackett. And of course, when I see the Brackett, you guys are probably thinking the same thing with me. It's a tip of the hat to Halloween, 1978, and Halloween 2, of course, and Halloween Kills. We see him again with Sheriff Lee Brackett. So I think that's a nice little Halloween homage. And also, Henry Cerny's character, Dr. Christopher Stone, who I do believe is going to be Sam's therapist. That's going to be my official prediction next month. I believe that he is her therapist, psychologist, who she's talking to in the trailer when she says, I have this darkness within me. And I think that's going to be him. And of course, Christopher Stone, you guys know we've got a Scream 3 reference here. Henry's character's name is Dr. Christopher Stone, which is, of course, homage to Steven Stone, who was Jennifer Jolie's fantastic bodyguard in Scream 3, played by Patrick Warburton. So, and he met his demise after being whacked on the head by that iron skillet, by that frying pan, I guess. And we see a replica of that frying pan in the Ghostface shrine scene of the trailer, which is really cool. So yeah, we got another Scream 3 reference here to Stone. And I mentioned earlier again, no last names for Devin Dakota's character, Anika, or Samara Weaving's character, Laura. Very excited to see what those are, why they're concealing them. And what we'll find out about those characters once we get rolling into the movie. And finally, there was when this list was initially released, there was a spot on there that said unrevealed cameo. And then later on, I guess Paramount or Spyglass said, "Oh no, we don't even want that. We don't even want that description." So this list was revised. They took out the unrevealed cameo from the cast list, but the original version, which I happen to get a copy of it, it is listed there. So there is going to be a unrevealed cameo that they want to be a surprise for us. They're not going to reveal who that person is. A lot of speculation. I've speculated here that it could be Heather Langenkamp, which would be amazing to have a nod back to Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street series our film, his film series. And so that could be a possibility. Or it's going to be someone else in the Scream universe that's very popular. It'll be someone we're all going to recognize. And of course, my eyes are looking to Scream 2 because this is Radio Silence's Scream 2. So I look at people like Joshua Jackson, Joel, the cameraman for Gale from Scream 2. Those are, to me, two of the most probable candidates for this cameo appearance in the movie. And we'll see if it's somebody else. It could be. Of course it could be. But those are the two that I'm looking at, strictly going with the Scream 2 connection. All right, guys. Well, listen, I want to know, what do you think about this cast list? And I want to know what your thoughts, ideas, and theories are for Scream 6 now that we have a little bit more information than we had a week ago. We've got some new info with these casting names. So start leaving your comments below right now in the comments section so we can discuss it together back and forth. I always look forward to reading your theories and ideas. They're very entertaining. All right, guys, well, that's going to be it for this update. I will be back soon, though, with more Scream 6 and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.